Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. Hold on one second. Get there.
Am I echoing you?
No, you know it's me. I gotta cut that thing in the back. There we go. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We got a little fun tonight. They had me going in the chat. What happened, big dog? What happened? What chat? What you chat you talk about? So first of all, shout out to everybody in the live stream, man. My man Beaks Games and Zen, man. He funny. His Sony dude, but he funny, man. I think shit was like my man chat, man. Did this SLR was just asking. I don't know what about to talk about it, man. The finest was good, bro. Patreon support, I appreciate it. Xbox Drew, bro, man. Bully. Top of the game. No, I ain't late. I'm just doing time, baby. Listen, listen, Gameaholic, man. How I'm gonna be late? Your grandmother's made me this delicious cup of coffee, bro. Yeah. My man Terry Bite with gaming. What's up with him? With my super chat supporters. What's going on with you, good brother? I appreciate it, man. Y'all know what happened when I sip this coffee, right? Y'all know what happens when I sip this coffee, right?
It's about to get crazy.
Yeah, it's about to get crazy. Y'all know what happens when I sip the coffee, right? Listen here, man. That's how we doing it, baby. We gonna take a little bit of it, put a little bit in the we need just a little bit. So I can wake up this morning, man. Woo! Ooh,
right.
Staying alive. We gotta be number one. So anyway, as always, every year around this time, you get what's that one site? Push Square. What's that one site?
Yeah, Push Square. Yeah.
That's Push Square. That's the Sony site, ain't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I forgot the other one. They usually put out the Black Friday winners. I'm sorry, which can be a little misleading. And to credit, I'm gonna start right. This is the only compliment again. Everyone's gonna do well. This is Black Friday. Everyone's gonna do well. Sony's gonna sell a lot. Microsoft's gonna sell a lot. Nintendo's gonna sell a lot. It's the number one, business shopping day of the year, Black Friday. Then you got Cyber Mondays coming up, right? Now we'll say this. I'm gonna say from the rip. I think Microsoft may have made a mistake by letting Sony get the drop on them. Because Sony, I believe, dropped the slim down to $200 about 2 days before Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
When Microsoft saying that, they should have jumped straight out the window and then ran with theirs at $189.
Big up to AJ Felton for the super chat drop.
Oh, hold on, I don't even see the chat. Hold on, AJ Felton, what's going on, good brother? Long time no see. Appreciate it, my man. So like I said, man, shout out to all my Patreon supporters. Oh, here go Porter Rock, Lord. Hey, listen.
Punishment, yo.
Hey, Porter Rock, didn't I banish you to the no man's land? Didn't I just do you? Listen, Porter Rock, don't make me do it again, bro. And Holster too. Cypher, man, shout out to you. You dropped $10 in the super chat. I didn't see it till the show was over. Appreciate it, good brother. You know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah. Oh, actually, I got the coffee right here. Right. Make this one more time. Make this bitch one more time before I throw it out the window.
Yo, P-Rock got body, but someone must have stuck him in the pet cemetery. He keep coming back.
He was like the Punisher, right? He was dead, half dead, and he was with adrenaline. He came back. Woo! 250K. We do that in our sleep. But
250K.
Yeah, my man. Seducing Vocals sucks that there wasn't any multiplayer podcast this week. Yeah, and man, it was Black Friday, man. But I'm listening. If you go to my channel, man, I got a bunch of stuff. I've been dropping stuff, though, man. You know what I mean? What up, Rob Dark? Shout out to all you guys, man. But anyway, actually, let me go to the actual. I got some articles. You got some articles here for me. We got here. Actually, let me go here first. We're gonna talk about this because sometimes this stuff can be a little misleading. You know what I mean? I would hate to question some of the integrity of some of these sites. Like before the Rocket, he's a lie. The truth ain't in him. You know what I mean? Like I will give credit what credit's due. You know what I mean? Like everybody was running with this one article. Let me share my screen. Just keep an eye on the chat for me because I'm gonna share my screen.
All right.
Present to everyone. Make this a little smaller. Make this a little. That's big enough.
Mhm.
Top selling Black Friday deals revealed by GameStop. PS4, Switch, and Xbox One included.
Mhm.
Let me get my coffee again. Hold on, it's gonna be a long one. All right, let's go to the full story. Dual shockers. All right, what do we have? You can see the article.
Yep.
All right, read it for me. What we got here?
All right. So what does it say? It say to top selling Black Friday deals revealed by GameStop. PS4, Switch, and Xbox One included. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Black Friday's in full swing. GameStop is celebrating all the money pouring into its coffers with enthusiastic comments and top selling deals. Today is Black Friday. Usual video game stores across the United States are full of people seeking to purchase the latest consoles and games at a discount. As one of the biggest retailers in the world, of course. Uh-oh, you went the opposite way, bro.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Of course, GameStop is no exception. They have just reached out with a press release to let us know how things are going. First of all, we get a look at the top selling deals at the retailer, starting with those sold in stores. All right, first bullet, which we got to pay close attention to. These are bullets. First bullets. Sony PlayStation. You went the opposite way again, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not in front of my screen. My bad.
That's all right. Sony PlayStation 4 with the $100 off plus the $50 GameStop gift card. GameStop the second bullet. GameStop exclusive Black Friday collect bag purchase the $199. Fill it with everything. That's with all the little mystery bag joints and all other stuff. You know, video games were NBA 2K18, Call of Duty World War II, Madden, FIFA. And then the last bullet for that was Funko Mystery Box, which was included in that bag joint. All right. So this is so to jump straight to the PlayStation 4. Swollen up a little bit more. So jump straight up to the PlayStation 4. Says looks like the PlayStation 4 with the gift card on top of it's pushing a lot of units in the stores, while all major consoles have a strong presence online. It's certainly impressive for the Switch to be there, considering that it's not discounted. But nowadays, with shortages going on, actually being available is enough. The press release was accompanied by a statement by Chief Operating Officer Tony Bartel. All right. And in it, I'll read his quotes. Our holiday season is off to a great start. We're excited about the strong growth we've seen so far by opening our stores on Thanksgiving and our incredible Black Friday deals. Our stores have been strong. Traffic from customers looking to purchase the latest innovations in gaming, toys, and consumer technology products that are in high demand are sure to be in short supply this holiday season.
Woo!
Man, it's crazy.
Let me see one second. Let me just go to bestsellers right quick.
Okay. Oh, well, look at what's that?
Oh, that's still in number 2, huh?
Yeah, that's still in number 2.
Okay. Look at these silly looks on their faces. I tell you guys, Tom, do you want to walk with them or do you want to walk with God? I just had to take a flashback right quick.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. That I'm being very, very, very petty right now. Let me go back to the actual news. What else we have? Actually, it's a bunch of stuff. We're gonna have some fun today. Porter Rock just hit me. Porter Rock said he wanted to join you. Porter Rock, give me 5 minutes. I gotta kick you back in for a little while. Hold on. Give me 5 minutes. I got you. Oh, we got some new. What's here? We got some new here. What's this?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, so this shit was which could all win in November. All right, let's see what they're talking about right here. Another dual shocker thing we got here. Over 600,000 Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay. You can see it. Let me make this a little bigger.
Yep. MBD. Yep. Wow.
What we talking about here? What they say? What NPD analysts? What expect?
I'm sorry, I had to clean my eyeballs. I didn't make sure I was looking at this right, yo. You know what I'm saying? Porter, come on, Porter. You want some of this? You want what's on this plate? Yo, NPD analyst expects over 600,000 Xbox One X sold this year. PlayStation 4, Xbox One X, Switch could all win the NPD.
Hold on one second. Right back. Here we go. Right click, copy. All right, go back, close, share screen. Make that small again. You can see it.
Yes, sir.
Hold on one second. Let me send this to him. Twitch, P-Rock, Pissy Rock. Let me send this to Pissy Rock right quick. I used to call him P. Diddy, named him Pretty, but he Pissy Rock from now on the rest of his life. You snuck into my country illegally. I have no love for him. He's the only Latino I know that voted for Trump.
He's adorable, man. He keeps getting bodied, but he keeps coming back, yo. You gotta give him that credit, man.
Wait, hold on. Where's I had the actual article up? Was it this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. Have fun with it. Yeah. All right, here we go. The NPD analyst, what?
This is the NPD analyst Matt Pescatella thinks that Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo all have a chance to bring home a win in November in the United States. You know, so the NPD is seen as one of the most authoritative sources of statistics for video games in the United States, and its dedicated analyst Matt Pescatella had some. Oh, can you scroll down a little bit more, bro?
Sorry,
that's all right. Pescatella had some interesting insight to share on the Recitera forums. Firstly, Pescatella mentioned that the winner for hardware in the month of November is a coin flip situation. It could be any of the three.
Listen, say that line again. Is it what?
It for hardware in the month of November is a coin flip situation. It could easily be any of the three. Interestingly, he also mentioned that his prediction of the Xbox One X sales was at 600. Oh, look who joined us.
Get your mic together. Put that silly look on your face. Don't put on the show with that dog shit mic. Not today, for the Rock.
Looking at all these niggas with these silly faces. Man,
get your mic together.
What's going on?
Listen,
what's going on, P-Rock?
I love you like a brother that I see every day, but you want to be humanely euthanized, you motherfucking pony.
Listen. I'm sensing a lot of hostility right now.
No, that's
right?
not
listen. Yo, Z. I gave you my hand so you could sit among the kings at the table and you spat on it. I told you I was your only friend in these YouTube streets, and you chose
hit the like button.
You were supposed to sit among the gods, and this is what you deny me for. I came down like Jesus, and you put a crown of thorns on my head.
Wow.
I told you I'm gonna leave the lamb, but when I return this winter, you're gonna have to deal with the lion. I told
this dude. Yeah, we're gonna have to bury this dude for good, dude. We're gonna have to put him away for good.
You can't bury an immortal, bro. I told y'all. I told you winter's coming, bro.
I understand. Bundle up. Could you let my man finish what's before? We're gonna get on your ass in a minute because you about to spin it. You that fake news. Like my man Trump said, "Oh, you ain't telling the whole story here." Then what we at? We said y'all keep thinking what trying. I'm saying, what do you say?
P-Rock's Trump's new chief of staff. All right, let's look at this.
He said, he also mentioned that his prediction for the Xbox One sales of 600,000 units for the year. What's going on?
But now he feels that Microsoft is going to blow past that. Okay, Alex was sitting there typing up in the chat. They happy about 600,000. He said he's going to blow past that simply by manufacturing more units than he thought.
Oh my God, my head, I'm getting stomach, my stomach.
Oh,
I think I got a shit.
He also hold it in. He also expressed an interesting point of view on the fact that Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are all doing well. Let me read the man's quote. I keep trying to think of ways of how I can write these notes. God damn, this bug is mesmerized. That emphasizes everyone doing well. All right. Oh, P-Rock, what's going on, man? Oh, okay.
What's going on, brother?
Which is my current situation. All right, hold on. I'm trying to get the note back, but something's going on with P-Rock's mic. He's blocking my.
No, I'm good right here.
All right, here we go. Okay. It says let me see. Yeah, okay. If all three consoles have spectacular months from a market perspective, does it really matter which one sells a few units more than the others? No. But if I don't know the leader, then everyone loses their minds. Pescatella also did mention that digital Black Friday sales from Sony and Microsoft are phenomenal. If you're wondering why he doesn't mention Nintendo, the house of Mario does not share digital sales with the NPD. And retailers are already bringing deep discounts on software. So November should also be a big month for gamers, not just for hardware. Another interesting point made by Piscatella is on the narrative that some attribute to GameStop, which would allegedly favor Microsoft and Nintendo due to recent comments on the performance of the Switch and the Xbox One X. I know. I might lose my shit after this one. Okay.
You always say, babe. Damn. I'm sorry.
Why do you keep using the term narrative? He says. Switch and One X are new boxes this year, which will be huge compared to Wii U last year. And Xbox One should be pretty big year on year because of the One X. PS4 could end up being the best-selling platform, but spin might not even be up when compared to last year. Further in the thread, he was not charitable in describing the idea as absurd. This narrative that leading games retailers doing console wars and is somehow biased against Sony is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever read on a message board on Twitter. He's been in your feed, Porter Rock. It's truly Herculean on the scale of asinine. Congrats on that one. End of story.
Porter Rock.
What's up?
I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I got some messages from someone's grandmother up here. Listen, Porter Rock.
What's going on, brother?
Now listen, I would hate to again question your integrity, right? I mean, I met you. I met you on Twitter, right? Everyone said I should leave you the fuck alone. Crap gamer. So this next gen, this guy doesn't even have a fucking avatar. He's an Easter egg. And I said, you know what? No, I believe in Jesus. I believe in helping the fucking needy. And you were like a fucking Judas to me, a fucking thorn in my side. What about you? Anything to say for yourself? I watched your videos. And that what you call the spin doctor, Freddie Pacheco. What's going on here, good brother?
Okay, listen. All right, let's talk real. Let's talk like gentlemen. All right.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna have to have a little bit of honor among thieves today. Let me get a sip of my drink real quick.
Yeah, you sip that.
Yeah, please. Yes.
There you go.
We want that.
Yak. You back on that yak?
We on that yak, balling on that yak. You know what I'm saying? No. Overcross, on the real though, gaming is doing phenomenal for the month of November. I mean, it's fantastic. Numbers are up. Gaming's winning. The industry is driving, and hopefully this pushes more software sales, especially more than 250K. But we're gonna see next year how that shit handles, right? But never. I want to make sure nobody gets twisted. I never said that the Xbox One X was not gonna outsell the Pro. Or that the Pro was gonna sell the One X. Because a lot of people think, why you think about that? I never said Pro was a big seller. I always said this console was not an attractive console, and that if you're willing to spend $400 on a Pro, then you most likely spend the extra 100 for a more superior, more powerful platform. I always said that, okay? But you guys did not understand that in November, it's all about the cheapest price consoles. It's always been that way, right? At this stage, 4 years into the gen, consoles that sell 200 or even less, those are the big sellers because people could get into gaming, right, at a very cheap price. That's all I've been saying, that the One X is not going to be the primary mover simply because of graphics and this narrative of people want the best graphics. Not this late in the game. Not this late. It's 4 years. We're 4 years deep into this game, right? Everybody's running after those $199, especially like the PlayStation $199, and you get a $50 gift card. Ain't nobody going to spend an extra $350 just for better graphics. The majority of casuals won't. You got the hardcore that want that. The hardcore that want the best graphics, that talk about textures, that talk about technology. Casuals don't talk technology. They talk about what's the most popular console and how much can I get it for. Oh, you can play Call of Duty for $199. Oh, and we'll give you a $50 gift card so you can buy another game. Bet. Give it to me. And that's pretty much what I've been trying to say. Okay. Now, the leader of the pack, in this gen is going to be the PS4 because it's the most popular console. It was no different than last year. Hold on. Last gen, 360 was the leader of the pack because it was the most popular console.
Narrative.
Yo, you say what you want, dog. But I'm going to DM you the game I want.
I don't fucking believe you.
All right, let me
look at this nigga with this look on his fucking face. Where's your soul at? What defines you? Where's your culture?
Let me hop in on this a little bit. Let me hop, because I was, what I'm saying, I was having my coffee, what I'm saying, in my crumb cake this morning, and I happened to opine on our brother P Rock's video that he did this morning. He was a lot less exuberant, but you know what I'm saying. He mentions he does this because what he's seeing on Amazon and what was on Push Square's website. There's a couple problems with that, bro. And look, I'm somebody that said from the jump that I didn't expect Xbox to take over NPD until second quarter 2018. It's on the record. However, it's very close, and nothing has changed as far as us knowing anything more. For the simple fact that if you look at Amazon, okay, fine. The Xbox One X went to 50 a few days ago, and it bumped back up to 46. We know, and then you tried to misinterpret what I was saying to you on Twitter, but that's okay. If it helps you get clicks, it helps you get clicks. But what I said to you on Twitter was you can't use Amazon as a full barometer for the X because a lot of people got pissed off at Amazon and went away from Amazon for the Xbox One X sales. Now, let me share some other information with you, good brother. I was talking to my peoples at GameStop, and my man's, he's a PlayStation 4 head, man. Me and him go at it in the stores. He says that even though the PlayStation 4 Slim is sold out to 1 terabyte, that was a hell of a deal. He said there wasn't more PlayStation 4 Slims this Black Friday than there was Xbox One X's in the stores. That's thing number one. Thing number two, when Target put out its release, it doesn't mention PlayStation. All it mentions is Microsoft and Xbox. Now, on the flip side of that, you do have some analytics from Adobe. We're gonna come down the middle. You got some analytics from Adobe Analytics that says Sony so far is doing real good as far as console bundles, particularly the Call of Duty World War II console bundle. That is the #1 console bundle, and guess what's right behind it? The Madden console bundle. So online, it looks like that they got the edge right there for the console bundle. But then if you go back to Business Insider, again, there's more mention of online sales where they don't mention Sony except for PlayStation VR. So basically what I'm saying is that it's going to be very close. It's going to be razor thin. But I don't think we're at the point now where we was going to be backflipping and saying PlayStation won this thing, they got this thing, or they're on the verge of anything. They're on the verge of showing that it's still razor thin. It's real. It's still razor close.
I'm going to say this right here, though. Honestly, all jokes aside, even if Sony did win Black Friday, you know, cool. They did have a hell of a deal, and I will say this that Microsoft may have dropped the ball by letting Sony get that 2-day head start with that $2.
Yep. They did definitely.
They should have came out with a 189.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? But they could bounce back by leaving their accounts at 189 for the whole month. You know what I mean? You still got Cyber Monday. They may even drop it down to 150. Don't know, right? Right. But I honestly, I think you saw PROCK guy. Oh, nigga, all that live streaming you be doing, you can't get you a decent mic.
Nah, I keep it ghetto. I keep it raw and rugged. I keep it real like Redman. I only have fat bitches in my music videos.
Oh, hey, look,
ain't no hood rapper got these blonde girls. We got them Jersey chicks up in here.
Oh, so with bullet wounds, right? Bullet wounds attached. Hey, look, right? And so, but I think it's all going to boil down to the launch of the X, which came out with November 7th. And they probably did about 500,000 alone. So that's going to be, even though I expect both Microsoft and to do over 1 million on Black Friday. That's just what they do. You know what I mean? Nintendo's not winning. For those who said Nintendo's going to win in PD, no, I've always said Nintendo's not going to win in PD because you got, again, Mario was cool. Mario's going to sell well. Mario's not going to outbeat Duty. Mario's not going to beat Wolf. All these great games, and they're all like $30 now. And I said this again, you can't get any of those games on the Switch. You know what I mean? And believe it or not, I'm finally starting to see people have a little negative dissertation against the Switch because looking at a game like L.A. Noire, which is a 7th generation game and it runs better on 13-year-old hardware. You know what I mean? When 2000, when 10-year-old hardware on the PS3, people are starting like, man, what the hell? Like, this is, to mind you, this is a 9th generation console. Now, I wouldn't have a problem with the Switch. Okay, this was just a portable. But Nintendo themselves said this is not right back there, P. Diddy.
Yeah, I'm good.
You might keep going in and out. You know, I wouldn't even have a problem with the Switch if Nintendo was said that, hey, this is not, you know, the successor to the 3DS. It is what it is. But this is their 9th generation home console, not per via Nintendo, and they're coming out with a successor to the 3DS. Now, with that being said, you know what I mean? I just looked at the Digital Foundry thing, you know, comparing it, and again, this is their 9th generation home console. And you have the PS3 runs the game better, which came out in 2006, than a 9th generation console. Mario was cool. Mario was, you know, it is what it is. But I've always said this again, right? And we can talk about these exclusives too. This is not back in 88, 89, 90. Yes. Us being on the playground and arguing who's better, Sonic or Mario. Those days are far and few between. No more. I'm not saying this, that exclusives don't matter. Never said that. I've always said that exclusives gives a console its identity, okay? But us here, everyone you guys in the chat are what you call the hardcore. They keep your finger on the pulse, right? All jokes aside, we keep up with everything. We're the hardcore. The casuals, no. They don't care about Mario. They don't care about the Halos, the Gears, no. All the Uncharted, they care about the duties, the Battlefield, Star Wars Battlefront. I don't, and listen, I know you're supposed to be, even Crap tried to spin. He said, well, those games are, no. Listen, we get the numbers. I just like, I know some people, they get the MPD. That shit costs a lot of money too. I'm not going to say any names. And I'm pretty, I said, like 50 grand, literally.
Wow.
And see some numbers. You know, and you can see what they stole on each individual platform. Not, listen, as great as, listen, I'm a God of War fanatic fan. You think God of War is going to outsell Red Dead Redemption on a PlayStation 4? Honestly, Puerto Rock. I mean, you for real. You know what I mean? Do you think that God of War is going to outsell Red Dead Redemption?
No.
Okay. Do you think God of War is going to outsell the next Call of Duty?
No.
Or the next Madden or the next NBA? It's not. So again, going back to what I said with the Mario and everything, which is cool. Kudos for Nintendo. But like I always said, revisit this conversation in a year when people start to say, hey, that's what you're talking about. I understand the X's is very expensive. But I always said this, like, if you're looking at it from this perspective, $300, right? Like I said, man, I come from very humble beginnings, right? Man of very low means. Back when in my gaming day, it didn't matter whether you got the Genesis or the Super Nintendo. You were good with every platform. You know what I mean? Because back then, I tell people, I remember Nintendo had all the third-party support. You know what I mean? And even as I got a little older, I didn't really care for Nintendo's IPs, but I still had the multi-plats. You know what I mean? That came out and everything. And you don't have that anymore. So you talking about, I'm going to pay $300 just to play Mario. That's you know what I mean? Even for a kid asking this for Christmas, like, damn, Mario looks cool, but damn, where my duty at? Where my Star Wars, my Destiny 2? That's what my friends are playing. And you're not getting that on that platform. You know what I mean? Like, again, I think who's going out and buying the Switches are the Nintendo guys, the die-hard guys, not like really the casual. That's just my spin. Like I said, like I said, all new hardware sells well. And it's a new console. You know what I mean? Gamers, we go out there, we rush and we buy new shit. You know what I mean? But Nintendo's not winning. They don't give a fuck what you say. Like, somebody trying to argue me down when, you know, when the hell they winning. You know what I mean? Not without no duty, not without no Battlefield, not without no Destiny, no two. I mean, they're not gonna win that stuff, man.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like I was gonna say, like I said, to me, like I said, it all boils down to this Black Friday, you know, this month envy is how well that the X sold at November 7th and continues to sell it for. You know what I mean? I don't know. But
I'm gonna say this for Nintendo. I think Nintendo screwed up having no type of deals. They kept the platform at $299.
Yep.
With Xbox and PlayStation selling their shits for $199, $189.
That's Nintendo.
And many of those bundles come with like a $50 gift card. So technically, I mean, hell, even Sony dropped the 1 terabyte Destiny bundle to $350. When you look at it, the Destiny content is $100. So that's pretty much selling your Pro for $250. When you look at it.
I think
Nintendo did nothing, bro.
Yeah. Nintendo just settled with being the side chick, man.
Yeah, basically. I think so. I think them. Yeah, I don't think they didn't attempt anything and stuff like that. Now, as far as the exclusive narrative, Nintendo's gonna. I think Switch is still gonna sell good because a lot of people are buying that Switch for their kids because they see that as they're finally getting their tablets back. You know, I heard conversations. You know, my friends, they're casuals, and they're like, "Oh, they're gonna get a Switch because now they don't have to worry about getting another fucking iPad for their kid that they break."
So they're like, $200.
Well, it depends what they're in. I don't know how much. Yeah. Maybe they can get a used one, but you know, all the latest ones.
Hey, listen, you must know
some people. No, on the real though, the Switch is replacing these tablets now. They want these kids to have a dedicated gaming console, so they don't have to deal with this.
You think so?
You know, I think so. I think that's a big pusher because again, like with Nintendo, they always had that safety feature and all this shit. So I think more parents are more trusting giving their kids a Nintendo
tablet. 25 kids, 7 of them in Africa. I pay 7 cents a week, right? Listen, I'm not listen, we're well off here in the Johnson household, okay? West Orange, New Jersey. My taxes about 13 grand a year. Bullshit, you're not. listen what I'm telling you, right? Alone, that the Switch would never, or anything handheld would never outsell the mobile market because games are free and they're 99 cents. Nintendo still wants $60 for their games. Mm-hmm. I have a child. Look, Maya keeps that tablet. She has the Samsung latest tablet and the iPhone, one in each pocket, going from game to game. You know, Toko Universe, all that shit is free or $2. Nintendo still want games. It still shit's just like $60, $59. You know what I mean? So, and plus too with the Switch, it doesn't do. You get more flexibility out of a tablet and more features than shit. You got game online, all that shit on the iPad. You can do all that shit on the Switch. Just you need a separate. You even got voice chat to some of them damn games. A separate dedicated stuff. Nah, listen. I think that boat has came and sailed. Shit, they just got Netflix on that motherfucker about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but I don't think parents care about that for their kids when it comes to games. Like with one Switch, you can have both your kids play multiplayer like at home with Mario Kart and all those little baby games and stuff. No, one Switch. You put it on the TV. And then they're playing their console, and then they take that shit out and play it on the go. And even on the go, you could dock it, and those two Joy-Cons counts as two separate players. It's a very versatile, simple platform for kids. It is. It's a very simple shit. It's very simple.
I think the problem with the Switch is, and see, what I experienced on Black Friday is I took my youngest son there, and then we saw mugs just ransacking it in Walmart. We was like, what the hell's going on in here? We went in Walmart, and see, their problem is that they're competing against other digital platforms and pads like Zaire said. They got tablets and stuff, the tablets that include the damn keyboard for $100. You know what I'm saying? So when you're competing against things like that, Nintendo sells itself short by sticking to its guns and saying we're not dropping the price. Yeah. Because if I done already got a cart full of stuff and then I see that, and then I look at the Switch at 300, I'm going with the RCA joint that was for 100 that came with the keyboard. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo got to understand how things work around this time and start doing better marketing for particularly around this time, and especially for Cyber Sunday, man. They should have something for Cyber Sunday. That's crazy.
They should have done something. But I'm not saying that it's going to be the #1 platform this gen or the #1 seller. But Nintendo definitely got something. They got something similar to what they did with the Super NES. I think they're gonna sell 50 million by the end of the gen, which is not bad compared to the Wii U.
What gen? Here's the thing, though. They are in the ninth. They have started the 9th generation, so we may not see the 9th for Microsoft and Sony to officially come out with their new consoles. Probably it's about 2021. You know, I mean, Nintendo already got a head start in what you call the 9th generation. You know what I mean? Technically speaking. You know what I mean?
Yo, what's good, people?
What's good? What's good? What's up, man?
I had to jump in, man, because in the chat they was trying to test me, and the narrative and the goalpost is already moving. It's already moving, and I want to state this because you can go back to our previous podcast. We never said the X would outsell the slim PS4. Okay, so stop trying to make that comparison. We never said it. And the expectations regarding the sales of the X, we always stated that it would exceed the sale numbers that people was giving it because people said it wouldn't sell out the gate. The notion was that it would exceed expectations in regards to the sales, exactly, not compared to the PS4 Slim. And what we was really comparing it to was the PS4 Pro. Mm-hmm. But now, since Black Friday is out and we got these articles in regards to the PS4 Slim doing good, now everybody want to put the X and the PS4 Slim in the conversation. No, we're gonna stop this foolery right now. We're not even finna move the goalpost. It's stationary. You can't do it. Stop. Now, if you're gonna compare sales, you do it with the S in the PS4 Slim. Okay, we already knew the X was a premium product. Phil already stated that he didn't expect it to do numbers. He always expected the S to even outsell the X. So in this case, could we please stop with this notion that we set the expectations that the X was going to outsell the PS4? That is stupid. That is stupid. And Porter Rakim said in the past alone, in regards to the Slims, that they was going to do the numbers, and he's back that on other previous podcasts. So
was he drinking?
Here's the crazy thing, though. everybody is publishing the same goddamn article by Push Square. It is a PlayStation website. Like they act like that Forbes is out here making this, CNN's out here making this. It's the same damn article by Push Square. They are a PlayStation website. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like until these numbers come out, they could go swing one way or the other. InfoTrack said digital sales, Xbox got it. Physical sales, PlayStation got it. Again, until these numbers come out.
What's this?
They do like a receipt gathering. They take all the receipts.
Put the link up. Put the link
up
in the chat.
Right. InfoTrack digital, like online sales, not digital. I mean online sales that Xbox was ahead in physical stores from the. I think it was like 1.8 million or 1.9 million receipts.
Put the link up.
I know people. I know we're
the Wild Woods. The fuck?
I know we're talking about overall sales, but I'm talking about the discussion that was between me, Next Gen, and Porter Rock. But it was really between Next Gen and Porter Rock. It was really about the sales of the X. It was never about. I know we're talking about overall sales, but the real discussion and their real bet was about the sales of the X. So I understand it's about overall sales. I just don't want to get this. Let's not set this notion that in the past that we've stated that the X will outsell the PS. If you thought that, you're stupid.
Now correct me if I'm wrong. I think the bet was. You know what I'm saying? If we had, they was comparing the sales of just PlayStation 4 versus Xbox One, or the whole families, right?
The families, yeah.
Exactly. Okay. All right. So I don't even know why people is. I don't even know where this is coming from in the chat.
And really, we could talk about overall sales, but if you're gonna talk in sales of the X, compare it to the Pro.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Compare it to against what the PS4 Pro. Just like you would do the S versus what the PS4 Slim does this holiday. Because even though Black Friday is over, you still got Christmas and everybody finna still do a lot more
Alex,
shopping.
Let's talk about it. What's going on, Alex?
The fraud is on the show. Somebody let a fraud on the show.
Yeah, this is Multiplayer Podcast Saturday edition.
That's right. Yeah, y'all asked for it. Y'all got it now.
No, we ain't asked for shit.
Listen,
Z thought he was coming here for 20 minutes. We finna get him people.
You better cancel. You better cancel that. You know, whatever you do with your livers, you better do a fucking. I don't know what they call that shit.
We got us a show.
Hold on. I'm looking at these. I'm looking at Amazon. So right now on Amazon, I just went out and look at this on Amazon, right? I mean, so we go 120. At number 2 right now, the Xbox One has 500 gigabyte joint sitting at number 2.
Yeah. That's what happens when the PS4 sells out, so it lets it take its place.
All right.
You might hear me wheezing and breathing hard. I'm a little under the weather in my ass, man. Bronchitis is kicking in, so please forgive
welcome
me.
to the club, man.
I might sound like a Chevy, but please forgive me.
Well, hold on. To go back up, the Slim was up a little bit further. You know what I'm saying?
It dropped to 28 because they don't have the 199 deal no more.
And I went up 2 slots because it was just 46. The Xbox One X.
Yeah, I see that. Well,
go back to the Slim again. Go back to Slim and click on it. Why are they selling it now? Because they were selling it for like $270.
Well, the $300 bundle, the $300.
So it's back at 300.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Battlefield. Go back up again. Keep going back up. It was at 28.
A lot of these stores
gonna drop on Cyber Monday. I wonder if they're gonna drop again on Cyber Monday.
Probably.
Yeah, click. Yeah, right there. Click on it.
I was informed.
Oh, yeah, no, it's 296. So yeah, it's back at 300.
Okay.
That's why it's
They
dropping.
switched them price fast, didn't it?
That it might be.
Well, the thing what Sony did was they launched their BFSLs early. They told retailers
Sunday, bro.
They just did it. They just told them just do it. So
yeah, the ads was out for the.
I thought Microsoft was gonna match them.
Yeah, I mean for the match them before Xbox. The ads was out for the PlayStation before the Xbox.
Microsoft. If Microsoft,
I didn't know why Microsoft didn't do it. I would have been like, what? Oh fuck no! Launch that shit now too.
I'm gonna say this: if Microsoft loses, it's gonna be because Sony was wise enough to do that early out of nowhere, and Microsoft definitely should have matched them. But it's razor close. They gotta fight this war. I've been saying this. I'm worried about the new regime. You know
Microsoft been late to the party for the last 4 years, man. How many times we gotta explain this?
They've been sleepy, but I'm just saying, it's a lot.
It's been like that the last 4 years, man.
Alex, you gotta admit though, bro, that it's a lot closer for November than y'all anticipated.
If you say that, I'll drink a whole bottle of honey to the face, man.
All right, look, we got here Target, right? Target reveals the most popular Black Friday items shoppers bought on Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Drop it on them, Z.
The Target salesperson loading in Westinghouse 55 Timmy. Damn, the Westinghouse. How much they must be a 4K? They got a 4K joint?
Yeah, they was like, I think it was like
when they see how bad the input lag, they'll return that shit.
Target released a list of items that sold especially well during this Black Friday event. On Thanksgiving, TVs, video games, Apple products, and toys all sold especially well during the shopping event.
Drop it on them.
Thanksgiving is over, which means it's time to tally early Black Friday shopping. Target has highlighted the deals the shoppers snapped up the stores, which opened at 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving, as well as online, where the sales event begins on Thanksgiving morning. Target says it 3 times the orders for its buy online pickup and store service Thanksgiving morning. That's for the entirety of Thanksgiving last year. So they sales up 3 times more than it was last year. All right.
You want to
said it sold 600 giant $10 worth plus teddy bears. Giant plus teddy bears, 55-inch Westinghouse TVs, 50-inch Samsung TVs, 43 element TVs, 32 Florida TV. I don't know what the fuck that is. Giant size Lego sets.
600 giant teddy bears.
Porter Rock was on one of those, man.
iPads, Apple Watch, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Madden NFL 18. Wait, where's the PS4 at?
Oh shit! Oh, look at these
niggas. Hold on. Bro, we already discussed this. Sony. Yo, Z, think about it. No. Hold on.
You gonna walk with God
Before you get on your soapbox, Sony launched their Black Friday early. They started on Sunday. This is specifically talking Friday.
Go look at Best Buy ads. Listen.
Hold on. Listen, hold on. Porter Rock, you mean the $199 launch Sunday, or did the ads launch Sunday?
No, the PS4 Slim $199. They started their Black Friday sale Sunday. They started a week before everyone else.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you were saying they released the ads.
No.
Like that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Sony started their Black Friday early before everyone else. People were already buying $199 Slims on Monday.
Yeah. Well,
this shit is out.
That's Sunday. But he had no
PS4s in sale.
Oh, Z, listen, bro. Take your medication, man. It's gonna be out. It's your
stupid.
Hold on. This is what we're gonna do, Z. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this back to the 90s, all right? Z, we're going back to the 90s.
Yo, this is gonna be. When the numbers release, the next show. When the numbers release, the next show. My brother. I say something. Y'all better be at the next show after the numbers release. Y'all better be at the next show after the numbers release.
They released the article back in July. That's what it happened. No.
It's gonna be a Patreon special on this motherfucker.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, we might have to put the next show behind the Patreon.
It's gonna be so funny, bro.
And Target, bro.
Z, let me tell you something. Listen, we're gonna take this back to the 90s. We're gonna go to the retail outlets. We're gonna buy a triple fat goose. This is gonna be a cold winter for you. Right?
He went back to the triple goose.
It's cold. This is gonna be cold like
he said you're gonna be out here like Stephen Sonic, Z. He's crazy, man. He's crazy.
Triple goose classics.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be cold as hell.
Look at take that medicine. We have to spread it to the whole
world. There was no PS4 out the store. At Target, this is what we doing here. But no PS4s in stores.
Yeah. Oh, so what they said was the PS4 slim that since it came out Sunday, they sold out. No, what he said was since the sale went on Sunday, by the time Black Friday came around, they was all out of stock.
They had canceled.
But it was probably still.
But that was, I gotta say, that was smart on Sony to do that.
I mean, think about it. If you're waiting for a $199 PS4 Slim, right, and it's already out on Sunday, Monday, why wouldn't you jump on that quick? Most people did that. They're like, "Oh shit, I could get it right now. Fuck it, I'm gonna get it now." Who the fuck knows what's gonna happen on Friday?
A lot of people did that, but not most. When I went there, I went there Thanksgiving Day to GameStop. There was PS4 Slims. I was contemplating get one, but I just got games instead. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think that they sold out before Black Friday. That's what we say.
They 1000% didn't. Look, even if they did, people was taking it back. Like I put the story in back there.
Here we go.
I went in Best Buy.
Show them the numbers, man.
I went in Best Buy and my boy was buying a 4K TV. So I'm standing in line so that he get the TV, we could just be out, right? The lady in front of me, her son, this motherfucker was heated. Like he was probably like 15. He was like an older black lady. He was like, "Mom, why the hell did you buy me a PS4? I wanted an Xbox One." She was like, "Boy, you know I don't know what the hell any of this is. All I did was buy the one the dude told me to yesterday. We're gonna take it back. Shut your ass up." Like,
and look, and before anybody say he's lying,
I got pictures.
I made sure of her trading in the PS4 for the Xbox. For anybody say
now, you're lying. That's the problem with his mic. I hate that. I hate that shit. That shit pisses me off, my nigga.
Like she's got a
goddamn wire. That's your goddamn mic.
You might got a shortage in this LXR cable.
No, he got a mouse in the house. It big. Why is that? That shit sounds crazy.
You that motherfucking pants that came with the PS3. Stop your shit up, nigga.
Hey, Porter Rock.
What's up?
Porter Rock, you using the LXR cable, right?
The what? No, I have a USB converter.
Oh, it's a USB. Okay. I thought it was LXR based on the mic you was using, but okay. You look like you got a short
back to the statistics.
I got your thumbnail for this podcast right here.
Oh shit. Hey, P-Rock.
AJ for that, P-Rock.
This is that thumbnail, dog. This is it right here.
Hey, yo, P-Rock, AJ Felton in the chat said, P-Rock's mic is frying bacon, my nigga.
Shout out to my man, AJ Felton.
Listen, it's just looking great for Sony, man. 2018, man.
No, it's
2018.
It's looking great for both.
It's looking good for everybody.
Yo, what I'm
Xbox right now.
Yo, what I'm happy about, them X's are in stores and on shelves because since they sitting on the shelf, hold on, no. And see, that's where you wrong. Now, if they was they on shelves, everybody's saying they not selling. But if they wasn't on shelves, everybody would have said they put a Nintendo move and controlling the stock, which is gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
Fact, that would have been. It's facts. If they wouldn't have been on the shelves, y'all would have been. It's not because they selling out. It's because they controlling the inventory. They not pushing out. They doing it to Nintendo. But since they are sitting on the shelf, everybody say they not selling.
Listen, the only guys buying that Xbox One X is the same fanboys that's sitting here right now. Oh, 30 million.
No. You can't even prove that. I've seen a lot of bro.
You one of those fanboys, Alex? You had one in your possession.
Bro, you know what?
You stood in line for yours, bro.
Once I know people collecting dust, they want, bro. I said, let's bring this garbage back. Microsoft 2 sales for the month of Microsoft said, thank you. Thank you, my friend.
Oh no, we got our money back on the first one, so it don't even matter.
Somebody who bought it for the 4K Blu-ray, bro.
Well, he should have bought himself an S for all that.
He probably didn't. He wasn't really a gamer per se, but he just said I got it for the 4K Blu-ray. He probably didn't know. You got to just look at the story that PRM just told.
Like your man, like
the mother specifically said, I don't know about all this.
Women
lie. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, right, you gotta short your wire. You need a new.
You got the whole PlayStation. One thing I noticed, the whole PlayStation Nation have infiltrated all electronic stores. They have
facts. PlayStation Nation. The fact that he went in to get the lady I was talking about went in to get an Xbox One, and dude told her
get a PlayStation,
the PS4, and gave her a PS4 and a controller. Bro, why?
She got the PlayStation because the dude told her to get the PlayStation.
She was like, the dude, I just got the one the dude told me to yesterday. That's right. We're gonna take it back.
PlayStation Nation have officially infiltrated all electronic stores, and they is persuading the minds of the customers.
Listen, we gotta make sure people don't make mistakes. And
right,
shit.
Don't make mistakes. Right.
Look at now, we are here for the people. True story. Hey, we are here for the children.
Go ahead, Alex. Go ahead. Doing bad when I got people on Twitter still a week later still hitting me up. He made that purchase.
Let me say, you did that for the tweets. You did that for the book. You drew them people out. You did that for the gram. You did that for the gram, my nigga.
I don't make money off of Twitter. But this is to show you how dry that land is over there. Because if you're enjoying your console, listen, if you're enjoying your console, why are you so worried about my purchase?
No, bro, you drew them
got
people
shit
out.
to play over there, man.
It ain't about to. Like we was on the X last night. We hyped damn near every night or every other night.
Let me guess. Gears of War?
No, I was playing Star Wars Battlefront. Fuck is you talking about?
Hey, yo, no, Alex is right, but you drew those weirdos out. You the one that said Candyman in the window 5 times, yo. you brought them out, man. I had to go on
when I took that picture, I said, yeah, buddy. We about to break in. Let's go.
I had to go and defend Alex, man. Mugs is all types of racist Nazis and all this other stuff, man. It was crazy.
Shit, right?
Yo, Alex knew. He said, you know what? Instead of buying 2 X's and burning one, I'm gonna buy one and return one.
I flipped one for $650, and the other one I returned. Yeah. Yeah, that shit was funny as hell. Though. I had mad.
Hey, yo, you had both sides coming at you.
Yo,
man, came at you for buying it. The Xbox came at you for returning it.
And so and then King's Blood want to throw it out there. Oh, he hurting for cash. I'm like, nigga, I use the same money to get a PSVR in the S. Like, how am I hurting for cash?
Yo, you jumped to the window with that PSVR, bro.
How that VR working out, bro? How that VR
loving
working
it, man. Loving it.
Did you clear up all them cables and shit? You ain't trip over nothing, did you?
Yo, actually, the version 2, they actually cleaned up a lot of that wiring.
Oh, you got the version 2?
Yeah. Yo, PR, you gotta do something with your mic, my nigga. That shit's pissing me off, bro.
Yeah, I just sent him a link for a wire.
What, for the mic?
Yeah, I had the same issue. It's what's your shorten your wire?
What is it? It's a shortening. It's cable.
Yeah.
Either it's the USB cable or it's the 1A for the audio jack cable he's using.
Yeah, you gotta use. Now you gotta Yeti or something. You gotta Blue Snowball. You gotta switch the USB port. Maybe that port ain't no good no more. If not, it's your wire. I just sent you a link for a wire. It's like $8.
Yeah, I think sounds bad.
Puerto Rico gonna wait till it go on sale for $4, man.
You got to give them 5 cents.
But yeah, man, I was surprised on how good the PSVR was actually selling, and it just shows you people would like VR.
I just tried that.
People bought the $200 version because I was gonna buy another one and give it to my nephew because he asked for it.
Listen, I found
I'm not buying that motherfucker Oculus, but. People was buying that. The $349, there was dozens of those. Dudes like, yeah, we got powers in the back.
Nah, I mean, probably what you
$200 version is gone. Go. I had to buy the $349 version.
Nigga live in the desert.
I gotta address somebody in the chat, man. My man, shout out to my man RXL209 who snuck over here illegally. Shout out to him. Every Tuesday. Hey, RXL, he said that GameStop sells 70% of the consoles. No, that's not true. Actually, Walmart sells more consoles than GameStop.
GameStop's not close. More consoles
GameStop is not as prevalent or prominent as they used to be. I got 2 of them just closed in my area, bro. Like a lot of them are closing. It's Walmarts everywhere. They posted like churches.
Yeah, Walmart sells.
Yo, somebody
eBay sells more consoles than GameStop.
Yeah. Somebody said dealer and crap got the Xbox One X just to stare at it. I don't know. They take a selfie.
You know what, yo? I will say this because D, you know, somebody D don't play no games, right? But D hopped on Gears with us one day and held his own, man.
Yo, after that, he literally said, "Whoo." because the matches was intense, but by the time he got off, he understood what that gear's life about.
Yeah.
He understood what that gear's life about, bro.
No doubt.
PlayStation experience is coming soon. We're about to dick slap y'all some more exclusives. You know? And that's it. Greatness awaits.
I hope they do as well as Hellblade, yo.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say this again, right? It's real talk, right? How you say men lie? I gotta cut my goddamn camera off.
Women lie, numbers don't lie. There you go, man.
Hold on.
Numbers don't lie. We're gonna see those numbers.
He said, I gotta be seen on this one.
Why he said?
Hold on.
This
motherfucker drinking medicine like it's.
It's crazy, right? They call me everything but a child of God. This one, that. No, next thing you get this damn control. This
nigga going to hell, bro.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
I said, no, you call me everything but Emmanuel the Baptiste, the carpenter. You know what I mean? Just because I said I didn't believe a nigga got swallowed by a fish with some low-top sandals and lived 3 days to preach about it. Y'all talked about me, right? And I tell you guys time and time and again, holy shit.
Come on, man.
Alex about to hop off.
I'm out of here. This nigga's a devil in the flesh, bro.
If it wasn't for slavery, I would have met my Lord and Jesus, Savior Christ. Now, with that being said, that's my disclaimer. That's my disclaimer, right? And if you want to believe a nigga fed 5,000 people 2 loaves of bread and a can of sardines, more power to you. But listen, I said to you guys that exclusives, I'm gonna say it again, don't hold the weight that they once did. Exclusives are not really console sellers anymore.
You're smoking. You're smoking, my nigga.
Hellblade 200.
You talking about one? You talking about one exclusives out of how many? Out of how many? Out of how many? And then you use that narrative.
How many consoles did Gravity Rush sell?
Listen. But then you use that narrative. Listen. And then you use that narrative. Oh, what's gonna sell more?
Goddamn knife, Chanel.
Nigga said Red Dead. Nigga said Red Dead, and it's on multiple consoles.
Uncharted will sell consoles. Halo will sell consoles. Gears will sell consoles. All this little niche bullshit that just be putting on lists.
I don't even sell it, man. You know what? This exclusive talk, man.
Will sell consoles.
Matter.
Hold
up.
Let me make my quick point. Hold on.
Let me get it. If there was no exclusives, what's the point of having multiple consoles?
Listen.
What's the point?
Listen to this, my nigga. I'm gonna say this again.
What's the point?
Listen, you're not understanding me, right?
You not understanding. You saying exclusives don't matter, but you crap for them every day. What are you talking about?
Hold up.
That's not what I said.
Okay, let me make this point.
He said they don't matter. He said they don't sell
console. I didn't say. I said. Listen to what I'm saying. For you put words in my mouth, okay? And confuse
the difference. You gotta understand.
I said that exclusives gives a console its identity, okay?
Microsoft don't have one.
But they don't have the same impact as they once did. That's what
always will.
That's not saying that. That's not necessarily saying
that. These niggas.
Alex, listen to what I'm telling you, brother. Like I said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Casuals don't run out and buy a console for its exclusives. Casuals go run out and buy that console for what their friends are playing on, and they get their next fix of duty. Oh, I'm gonna ask you this question, Alex. Give me what you think? What's going to be Sony's biggest game next year?
Next year, God of War.
Okay. Do you think God of War is going to accelerate the redemption?
But we're talking about something that's on multiple platforms.
Answer the question. Talking about on PS4. You talking about just on PS4.
You can't even.
You talking about just on PS4?
Is Alex one of your main
on PS4 going to sell more than God of War?
I'm gonna take the knife out the drawer and I'm gonna go with God of War.
Is it yes or no question?
God of War.
Yes or no question?
Alex.
Any other?
Let me make my point.
One of your main on PS4 going to sell more than God of War.
Listen,
one of your main reasons, Alex, of being on the PS4 is because that's where your friends at. No, that's where your friends at. You said it yourself. I took the S back and I got the S because I wanted to play PUBG, but majority of my friends are on the PS4.
Aside from that, it's always going to be Sony, though.
The reason why he said it doesn't have the same impact is because the culture of gaming has changed, and it's changed due to the internet, due to online gaming. One of the main reasons people prefer a console, people play where their friends are.
Okay, so then why? All right, so then why does
people
power
play
matter
with their
to you guys
friends
so
on?
much?
Listen,
So why does power
again,
matter to you guys so much if that's the key to success?
Listen, Alex. Listen. Are you gonna answer the question? Because you just want to
Talk to me. I already did. That's something with God of War, B. What you talking about?
Okay, listen, can we bet a game here live on the air?
No, I ain't doing that. I don't bet.
You was betting me on
I would even up the ante. I would tell you that God of War, combined with the sales of No Days Gone, still won't outsell Red Dead Redemption.
Now that's that. I would take that bet, Alex.
Nah, I'm good.
All right, can I?
So back to what I was saying.
But I could bet you this though: Microsoft won't have any exclusives next year that's worth buying.
Oh man, come on now. Before we go down that rabbit hole, before they go down that rabbit hole, let me make my point how I see this. I don't see this as God. Let's say God of War, Spider-Man, Detroit versus Red Dead Redemption, Call of Duty, and whatever. Let's say Anthem. Let's say Anthem comes out next year. I don't see it that way. I see it as God of War, Spider-Man, Detroit with Red Dead Redemption, Anthem, and Call of Duty versus those same multiplats and whatever Microsoft is offering. I see it as all because I don't have to be a God of War versus Red Dead because I could play both. I can buy both.
Right.
If I don't want to play God of War and just Red Dead Redemption, I can do that. But if I want to play both, I got that too. I don't see it as exclusives versus multiplats when they're both on the same platform. I see it as, all right, both of these got multiplats. I think number one, Post Up is right. You're going to choose your friends more than anything because no one's going to not play with their friends just to play God of War. I do agree with that. All right. But for those who aren't that big on online, where it's not the most important thing for them, but they still want to get down on Call of Duty, whatever, they want to see besides this, which I could get on any platform, what else does that platform do besides these big games? You know, for some people, they be like, yo, I'm a big hack and slash dude. So you got to get God of War because the other platform doesn't do it. For other people might be like, yo, I want a big fucking pirate, whatever the fuck y'all do. So they're going to go for Sea of Thieves. You know, I don't see it as exclusives as being the end all be all. I see it as added to the portfolio of what multiplats provide.
I think once again, I say the culture of gaming has changed. I mean, back in the day, exclusives weighed a lot more heavy because certain system had other games that you couldn't get. But I think now that the years have progressed and where we're at now, it's not just based on what system has what games anymore.
It is.
It's about. It's not. I say it's not only just that. Exclusives is not the only thing that weigh into a person's spending power in regards what system they might choose. It's other things. It's exclusives. It's where your games at. It's what that system offers outside of just gaming. People like to harp on the Xbox for they call it the Netflix box and all that stuff.
Long downloads,
and all these options that it provides. But you have people who buy these systems for gaming and for entertainment purposes. And people buy based on that too. Games, entertainment purposes, exclusive.
Playing with their friends.
You know playing with their friends. All this way into the decision. You know what I'm saying?
I think when we talk about we talk about two different segments. We talk about us, the gaming nerds or the gaming hawkers, whatever you want to call it. Yes, exclusives matter more to us. But when you talk about the overwhelming majority, and then you talk about, and P-Rock brings up a pretty good point that, it ain't got to be God of War versus Red Dead Redemption. But when you look at Red Dead Redemption, and when you look at a multiplat on the X opposed to the competitors, you are talking about two totally different games. You know what I'm saying? And the performance and how they look. Sorry about it. My connected Xbox, at GameSpot, he is a PlayStation fanatic. Me and him argued about you can't play Tekken 7 on an Xbox system. This dude is cutthroat PlayStation. He said, look, man, I'm getting that X. And I'm playing all my multiplats on that X.
He'll return it. Don't worry about it.
Unless it's something that's going to be on the PlayStation 4, you know what I'm saying, with all my friends and all that other stuff. He said, but I'm getting the X because, trust me, when people get this thing in their hands, they're going to convert over for the multiplats.
My question is that even look, just take the PS4 install base, and we're talking about exclusives, right? You got a 60 million install base.
Maybe 65 after this weekend.
If a game sells 6 million, if an exclusive sells 6 million on the PS4, what is the other 54 million doing?
Hey, listen, I have a question. Hold on 1 second. I have a question. For the Rock, you said something, right? I'm sorry, my mic's bugging. You said something, For the Rock. You said you look at it as I got God of War. I no problem, Most. Check it on money, Most. You said that you look at it as you got God of War and you have those multiplats. Okay, let me ask you a question. We'll be honest here. How many casuals you think went out and bought Horizon Zero Dawn?
After how many weekend?
Listen, how many casuals you think went out there and bought Hellblade? So I say this again. Now we can go back and forth. This is all subjective. I know some Xbox guys who don't give a fuck about God of War. They don't care about any of it. I like it. Cool. I'm a.
Oh, how many disappeared? Are you ready there?
No, we here. What's up?
Yeah, we here.
Oh, what happened to the next gen? He disappeared.
I think. Yeah,
I think I see what the subject is going. Let me answer because I see where he's going. Here's my thing. I think casuals who like Call of Duty and Destiny, but also they like their RPGs because there's casuals who like RPGs. Yeah. They bought the Horizon Zero Dawn. They may not like Uncharted.
Okay,
but they like RPGs. Now hold up. Now for the people casuals who like Uncharted, they may not like RPGs.
All right.
You got casuals who don't like either, but they like sports, so they want to play baseball. That's the thing with a big portfolio. See, here's the thing. Sony's not pitting their exclusives against the multiplats. He wants you to buy the multiplats.
It's more money for them.
Listen, I know, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to appease because I don't care if you're a casual, there's something you like that might be the only thing you do like. You might be playing Call of Duty, whatever, but you're thinking, damn, I like a hack and slash. So the only other game you might buy is God of War, while others don't like God of War. You might be a casual that likes RPGs. And you don't like that, you might think games like The Last of Us is fucking with no gameplay, but you like RPGs. You might be a casual that likes Call of Duty and all this stuff, but you want to play Japanese because you grew up playing Japanese games. There's a bunch of different tastes that when combined.
Yo, can you guys hear me now? All right, listen. Listen.
My bro just brought Zoo Tycoon for his daughter, for his little daughter.
$20?
He just brought Zoo Tycoon. He hit me up. He said, "Yo, I cop Zoo Tycoon for my little daughter because my youngest daughter." He was like, "You should cop it for your youngest daughter because it's a good way for them to learn about animals and things like that." You know what I'm saying? But we hardcore gamers, so we look at it as like, who gonna buy that? Who gonna buy that? Who gonna buy this game? It's other reasons that people buy games. They don't have to necessarily be a AAA shoot 'em up, stump 'em in the face shooter. So now I'm gonna go buy Zoo Tycoon for my little daughter so she can enjoy that experience. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, Post up a good point. That your boy buys an Xbox because he get the games he wants, the big multiplats. But Xbox is doing a better job for his daughters.
Yeah, he has both though. He has the X and the Pro. That's how I was able to play. That's how I was able to play Horizon Zero Dawn because he has the X and the Pro. These
companies, you have to throw out a wide net and see what catches. Everybody's gonna have a different taste.
Yeah,
definitely. A nigga exclusives matter at the end of the day. That's why you're thirsty to get them. What's up?
You're a fraud.
Shit, this dude, bro.
Come on, man.
We try to be cool.
I ain't no peacemaker, nigga. I like to fight. PS4 got this shit. Y'all already lost this generation. See you on the next one. See ya. It's over. Y'all trying to come back with a bullshit ass X. It's over. That's the dust box.
Yo, what happens to Z's mic?
That shit, he dead. He dead in the water somewhere.
My mic on the rock. He done talked about your mic so much, he done caught it syndrome.
My mic came in and infiltrated this shit. Be like, yo, Porter, I got you. These motherfuckers want to talk shit.
Z is over. This is my show now. Saturday morning, it's your boy Alex.
Oh my God. This mic don't work.
I don't know. Let me tell you something. I gotta put this out here. If Sony drops, when Sony drops God of War and they drop all these exclusive titles, it's not gonna make me mad. It's not gonna affect me emotionally.
If you're a real gamer, you wouldn't.
Right. If you're, I don't know why people have this notion that when these companies do something that it's going to affect a group of gamers. Some gamers
niggas out there. Yo, P-Rock, your mic
I'm content with my X. I'm content with my X. I'm content with the games that I play. Right. If I want access to a PS4 Pro, I can call my bro and say, "Let me see your PS4 Pro to check out some things." I can do that. But when I'm on the X and we in a party chat and we're playing our games, we're not thinking about PS4 Slim. We're not thinking about what other Sony fans are doing.
Yo, next time you sound like you in the toilet, my nigga.
Bro.
Oh shit!
My man sounded like Aquaman and fucking.
Yo,
what we doing here?
How you people in the chat feel about me and Porter Rock?
I mean, the exclusives are coming. The exclusives are coming. Sony went through their drought, and it was okay for them to go through a drought. So, but now Microsoft is going through a drought. It's a problem. It's a we ain't gonna never get no games. Did y'all feel like that when Sony was going through their drought?
Nah, they was putting up indie lists.
I'm just saying though, what was they saying thing about Sony? Hold on. They was going through their drought.
I get what you're saying.
Oh my God, I can't.
But Sony, even with the PS3, they always have a drought the first 2-3 years because they support the previous platform.
But it's okay though. You're saying that
it's not that it's okay, but there's a huge difference between having a drought in the beginning of the gen and then when you're 4 years into it,
a 2-year drought.
Okay, we don't know. Listen, we don't know if it's just a 1-year drought because Phil just said recently they're starting to make first-party games. If he's starting,
I know, but Fat Nate in the comment in the chat section just say it's a 2-year drought. But Porter Rock just said that Sony went through a 2 or 3 year drought. So I mean, what's the
oh my God, Porter Rock, yo, Mike.
I'm just saying though. I'm just saying though. Sony to go through a drought, but now since the Xbox is going through its down period, it's the shit box. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't get that. I don't understand that. How it don't apply to both sides. I just don't understand how it don't apply to both sides.
I'm gonna help.
It's okay to go through a drought at the beginning because you're supporting a previous platform. No, it's not okay. None of this is okay. It's not okay for Xbox. It's not okay for PlayStation. It's not okay for anybody. It wasn't okay for the Wii U.
But the problem
is for nobody.
All right, but the problem here is that Microsoft still hasn't found their identity. What is their identity?
No. We're going beyond. Hold up.
What is PlayStation's identity?
Let me finish my identity.
They can't both be. No, they can't both be diverse and having an identity.
Like you guys keep saying, your identity is multiplayer. Oh, you're all about the competitive multiplayer online gaming, right?
Right. Beyond.
Sure, Microsoft. Sure.
We're moving on to a different
service. That's their focus.
Yeah, I'm taking it to a whole new level. Go ahead.
Hold on. Here's the thing. Both of these companies.
He's still trying to fix his mic. He's still trying to get it out the dumpster.
Is my thing still messed up?
So say what you're saying.
Is it, dude? This shit sound crazy. Stop moving it.
Hold on. Let me back up. Let me do this because I'm not doing anything with the mic.
Nah, I don't know what it is, but it should sound crazy.
I can't even hear him right now. I can't even hear him.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like a lot of static.
Yeah,
I'm just saying whether the drought was 1 year, 2 year, it was a drought, and you have to apply the same to both. You can't shit on Microsoft for having a drought when Sony had one too. Not only in this generation, but in the previous ones as well.
They've done this in the past, and I could agree with you on that.
But I'm just saying though, it's like
how is that now?
Look, even Sony came out themselves and said, "Look, our lineups is going to be sparse." What did everybody say? Even me say, "Oh, this is good for Sony." This is and I bet the Sony fanboys was like, Sony going to come through in the end. You know what I'm saying? And that's good for you to think. Like, it's good for you to think that because they will.
And that was the thing is that everybody kept saying that at the beginning of the generation. They would put up those lists with the 50 indie games and say Sony got more games. And like I said, if that's the case, then Microsoft should just put up that 30 list from E3 of all those exclusive indie games that they put on display.
They had whole stage for indies and everything. So I'm stupid for applying that same logic that you Sony fanboys applied to Sony to Microsoft, saying that at some point they're going to come through.
Here we go. We got to be
stupid for doing that.
Let me make my point.
That's what they said. We know the games are coming.
They said we know the games are coming because
they always do
the studios. We know the games coming. Give them time. Let them work on the games. So I'm stupid for applying that same logic to Microsoft.
All right, hold up. Let me make my point.
I don't get it.
Let me make my point.
I can't hear nothing Porter Rock saying.
I hear him.
You're the only one here.
Next gen and Porter Rock having mic issues. This is
they talking to each other.
No, I hear Porter Rock. I
can't hear Porter Rock.
Yeah, y'all hear Porter Rock?
Can y'all hear Porter Rock in the chat? I mean,
y'all hear me?
YouTube.
I can't hear Porter Rock in YouTube.
Y'all probably got him muted.
Nah, I can't hear Porter Rock.
I thought y'all was boys.
I ain't got him muted. I ain't got him muted.
Nah, I'm talking shit.
Yo, chat, how I sound?
Yo, everybody in the chat, can you hear Porter Rock? Yes or no? Porter Rock, say something.
Yo, what up? What up?
Press 1 if y'all can hear.
They hear you. They hear you. They hear you.
That's his Zaire. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
All right. Okay,
I can't hear Porter Rock though.
All right, can you hear Zaire?
Fuck.
I hear you, Zaire.
I usually.
All right.
Zaire's on some spooky
Boy,
shit right now.
boy, you boys.
What the fuck?
All right,
You better
listen.
get something fixed over there.
What we doing, Zaire?
We're gonna start
Sabotaging
a
me?
We're gonna start a GoFundMe
Yeah,
for Porter Rock
no.
and
And
Zaire,
Mike,
yeah, I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, I need a Blue Yeti. Support the super chat.
go get him. We're gonna need to get him a mic, some cables. Hey,
I need to support the
put it in
super
the
chat.
super chat, Patreon, whatever. Help these dudes get a new mic and cable.
Hey man, you know I got about 19 kids.
Stupid, bro.
I got 7 in Africa. I pay 7 cents a week, man.
Yo, I'll tell you one thing. I came up with a side note. I just came off on some Xbox Live. They had 3 months for $10 at Best Buy. I bought like 4 of them shits.
Damn.
Yeah, I heard that. The 3 months.
Take
for
advantage.
$10.
They got them right now. $10, man.
Shout out to my boy, Colonel Luis King, man, the VIP Patreon supporter. Shout out to my man. I mean, let me know how you like your t-shirt, there, brother.
They said Porter Rock needs his mic first, though.
All right, y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
There you go.
Everybody, all right, jumped. All right, now listen up. To address Posto's point, here's the thing: Microsoft and Sony has 2 different philosophies.
Wait, hold on. What are you using now, Porter Rock? You should use that from now on. You sound much better.
What happened? All I did was
you-
I just backed out the chat and went back in.
no.
It was probably the hangout. But anyway, all right. Sony and Microsoft, they do things different. Microsoft, towards the end of the gen, they cut off support of their platform to get ready for the next platform. That's why people usually complain, like the last year or two, there's not that much exclusives. But when they launch the new platform, it comes out with a lot of exclusives in the beginning. Sony's the opposite. They support the last platform to the last drop, but because they're still focusing on the last platform, when they release the new one, it takes about a year or 2, maybe even 3, to get things rolling.
Okay.
That's it. Neither company can do both. Neither company can support the last platform to the last drop and still make games for they're gonna have to pick a choice. They're gonna have to choose a side. Sony chooses one side, Microsoft chooses another. The issue is when you're 3-4 years into the gen and you go through a drought, that looks more negatively. Not saying what Sony went through wasn't bad, but it looks more negatively because people think this console's been out for 4 years. Why is this happening? Why are we going through a drought now when we're halfway into the gen?
Right.
That's why it looks a little bit worse on the actual. I get what you're saying, but it's hard to own a console for 4 years.
When was the 360 discontinued? Because as far as I'm concerned, the 360 was still being supported into this.
I didn't. No. But Microsoft was not releasing exclusives the last 2 years for the 360.
Tomb Raider,
Horizon,
Horizon. I mean, Forza Horizon 2, Tomb Raider, Titanfall. Not
them shits ain't system sellers, man.
No, not system. Listen,
all I'm saying is a drought is a drought. No matter how you look at it, no matter what happened to prevent them from being able to put out games at a particular time, it happens on both sides. But I'm just saying, we get called X shits, X stocks, X fags, and all types of shit
haters.
for applying the same logic to Microsoft that Sony fan apply to Sony.
Okay.
When they go through their drought, they believe they say games on the club.
I got a question. The whole they did before. When was the last time they released a mid-generation console? When was the last time that Microsoft said we're no longer having generations? We're just going to take all your games from here and move them forward.
That's Microsoft's plan.
It's like
Sony don't work like that. It's not what
right,
Microsoft wants.
Sony doesn't work like that, but Microsoft has changed up the entirety of what they're doing. Hell, they changed all the people who were in charge at Microsoft from last gen to this gen. Like everybody top down, CEO, CFO, all those people changed from last generation to this generation. All the people in charge of Xbox changed. So what they did do and what they're doing now, what's the one that says yes, that's what they're going to do because that's what they did before?
All right, so Master, here's the thing though. The whole removing generations, that's not set in stone. That's what Microsoft wants to do.
All right.
But they have to validate the performance of the One X over the long term. You know, like for me, Sony, I don't think they're going to do that again because as you can see, they put all this research and design money into the Pro. Hell, they probably spent more on the Pro than the Slim Yet the Slim is making them bank. So they may look back and be like, yo, 4 out of 5 sales is the Slim. It may not be worth it for the next generation because the Pro didn't sell that much. Most people stuck with the base model. That's where most of the revenue's coming in. That's where most of the digital sales is coming in. Maybe this Pro thing wasn't really sure. There was a few hardcore that bought it, but over on the big scheme, 80% being Slim sales. That Sony may not want to do that.
I think a lot of that
stated that.
We have to see if Microsoft had that approach. If the X keeps taking off, and let's say in 2 years it overtakes One S sales, then Microsoft be like, yes, we validated the formula. Right. We're gonna keep doing this. But what if over the next year X just drops in sales and it's a minimum?
And listen, it ain't gonna do a Pro. Okay, it's not gonna do a Pro. It's not gonna do a Pro.
No, I'm not talking about Pro. It has a great console, but some people may be like, no, I'm cool with the X.
Listen, let me tell you something.
I apply that.
I believe pricing. I believe pricing has a lot to do with that.
I applied that logic you just applied, Porter Rock, to Microsoft. Phil just recently stated that they will no longer put all their games at the end of the year, that they will spread them out throughout the year. So can you say they have learned from that?
Oh, they definitely learned. That's what I'm saying. They have to check I agree. They have to check to see how things go. It's too early to say this is how gaming is going to be for the next 10 years. We're going to constantly have mid-gen refreshes. We don't know that yet.
This is all a test bed.
This is all a test bed.
These first mid-gen systems is a test bed to see how the gaming community reacts and see how well they sell. Depending on that will be determining factor that if they move forward with this or if they just go back to the way things were.
And Microsoft's going to know, they'll be able to separate the software sales because they're going to know how many people are downloading 4K assets versus people who are not. They're going to have all types of tools and analytics to determine, this is the way forward.
This is the difference, though. This is the difference, though. When before, like the way they were setting these new generational concepts up was they were taking the technology at the time, which when the 360 came out, it was stronger than most computers. Now the PS4, the Xbox One X, they're not. And technology is going to keep moving forward faster and faster. Before, you would get a new, I guess, generation of hardware in a much farther along period of time. So it'd be a few years before you get new generations of hardware. But right now, to this day, NVIDIA, AMD, they release new hardware every 14 months. So you get new generations of hardware every 14 months. And at the point in time where cell phones become more stronger than the systems, then everybody is going to stop buying the system. So the mid-gen refresh thing is more so them ensuring that they are around current technology so that they stay ahead of the things that people have ready access to. And it's going to keep getting faster. That's why these mid-gen refreshes are going to keep being a thing, because it's not going to be so much them making slim versions. They're just going to start making the technology cheaper. And then as stuff comes out that's a little bit cheaper, a little bit faster, as long as it's all within the same architecture family, they're just going to keep releasing these things. And that's the difference between then and now. Just like cell phones. Cell phones, when they first came out, you would get a long time before there was a new iteration of a cell phone. Now they're releasing new iterations yearly, and everything is starting to speed up. That's just because technology is starting to speed up and getting developed. So that's why
I could
only come out in a couple months later. They already talking about
from how technology is moving forward. I completely agree with you, Maslin, 100%. Everything you said is correct, but all of that has to be validated with sales. Is ultimately the consumer's going to decide, yes, this is a great idea. We're all in. We're buying it. And then Microsoft sees the results, and they're going to continue. But if the sales aren't there to hit the metrics, they're going to stop, because at the end of the day, the intent is to bring technology quicker, faster, so it's up to date. But if it's not reciprocated with consumers' wallets, they're going to rethink the strategy. If this is what the consumer wants, then it's going to be successful. But if it's not, and people are cool with the 1S and the PS4 Slim as their primary, and the numbers are way too big on those platforms than as compared to the mid-gen refreshes, Microsoft and Sony is going to look back and be like, this is not really worth the you know what I'm saying? The juice is not worth the squeeze on what we saw based on what the consumer actually bought and what they're doing.
Well, I'm saying what they're going to start doing is replacing the mid-gen refresh instead of the slim versions.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to use the technology to move forward, and the mid-gen refreshes will become the AKA slim version.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. So they're just going to take away the research and development for making a slim version.
You know what? And I said that a while ago. Actually, I said that a while ago. Well, Microsoft's doing so far phenomenal. But before all this, I was saying I think it would have been better that the both slims would have been the refresh consoles and have hardware that could give us 1080p, bells and whistles, locked at 60 for $300. Right. And I think nobody would have had an issue with that because the hardcore, they would have been like, damn, I will get 60 frames locked at 1080p, bells and whistles. And then the casuals, they wouldn't matter to them because the consoles are still at a low price of $300. And probably would
I understand that, but the industry don't work.
That would have been that would have been, I think,
they're always looking ahead to the next.
They're gonna stop making the slim versions because they're gonna stop using the research, development, the manufacturing. They're gonna take all that and just transport it to the mid-gen thing. The reason the mid-gens, like, how much they're selling or whatever, that's all fine, but they released a slim version right before and it was cheaper. But if you get rid of the slim version and you make the next version of the Xbox and the PlayStation the mid-gen refresh, and you take all that money and move it over, then you can justify it. They're using this as a test platform. I agree, but it's not about the sales. It's about whether or not people rejected it. And people didn't reject the PS4 Pro like this. And the X. They were testing the waters to see if people was going to be like, hell no, I don't want this, blah, blah, blah. But people are embracing the fact that these things are stronger now. So they're going to use that as their springboard to the next generation. They'll stop making the slim versions and they'll just make a mid-gen refresh.
This is how I look at it. The slim versions is just a cheaper way to buy into each other's ecosystem. It's a Microsoft ecosystem and Sony ecosystem. And then making it cheaper for people to buy into that ecosystem, they would hope and they would want them that person or whoever to at some point transition over to the mid-gens that they offer. So you come in at a low cost, but at some point we're gonna want to persuade you to upgrade, because it's just like phone. It's the same way. All this is based off both companies monitoring the iPhone and its success. Also, this is based off that the last gen went way too freaking long. You know what I'm saying? But all this is based off the success of the iPhone. You come in at a cheaper cost, but at some point we want to persuade you to upgrade. The same thing they do with phones. You buy a phone, you get it, and woo off the man. Then your next one, they trying to persuade, yeah, we got this, upgrade to this next phone, go give you this, go give you that. So you come in with the slim, at some point they're going to try to persuade you, not only them, but other gamers, based off their experience, persuade you to upgrade to the mid-gen offer.
Yeah, like I said, people are they're using this, especially Sony. Like Microsoft is a little more nuanced because they did a lot of custom stuff in the Xbox One X. But Sony basically took the PS4 blueprint and they took whatever technology they already had and added more. And they just upgraded what they had. So they're more so testing the waters to see how viable it is to take the stuff that's now cheaper. We started it off at a certain price point. As years went on, all the stuff we put in here got cheaper. So now if we just buy more and add it into a different form factor, we can put out this console. Sony is more so testing the waters than Microsoft is, just to see whether or not people were going to reject it and how viable this is as a solution. So the money that they had to put into creating the Slim and marketing the Slim and all that stuff, they can now just take that and put to the PS5 Pro or whatever wants to be.
No one ever thought that people will be purchasing phones on a yearly basis. So both of these companies is looking at it and say, hey, can we get that same system applied to gaming and a console? Can we have our customers upgrade not pretty much on a yearly, but like a 2 or maybe 3-year basis? Would they prefer that? And the only way for them to know or figure it out is to jump in the water, and that's why you have the Pro and the X.
What's up, guys?
However this plays out, will be based on. I do think it'll be based on sales. I do think it'll be based on customers' usage data that they get from these consoles, because they grab all type of data from these consoles that we don't even we don't even know about. But I'm pretty sure it will be based on sales, customers' usage data. I agree with Porter Rock when he was saying how many people download 4K textures and things like that. All those numbers will play into how this gen pans out in whatever gen that's ahead of us.
Hey,
somebody just donated $10.
Fonz, what up, Fonz?
Appreciate you, Kugatu. Your next gen, I want you to take this money and get treated for Xbox lack of compelling exclusives.
You say you got the LOCE syndrome.
Yo, these dudes are brutal, bro.
Yo, that chat is
the chat is tough, bro.
Oh my god, man.
I'm glad I can bring my Sony ponies with me on the the chat room down there. I see you guys. Shout out to you guys.
Oh shit, Fonz is here. What's up, Fonz?
May I interject, please?
We gotta turn it up back to 100.
Oh, man.
Go ahead, Fonz. Break it down.
The voices YouTube is on deck.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to say some stuff that some Xbots won't like here. But let me tell you, first off, I want to preface it by saying that I love my X. It's an amazing console. It really is. For anybody to talk shit about the X itself is just being ridiculous, okay? The console itself is an awesome console. What it does is amazing. However, I agree with the fact that exclusives do matter. And as a gamer, I would love for them to focus more on exclusives. And what I mean by that is exclusives as in AAAs, big new IPs, something fresh along the same lines as Horizon Zero Dawn, stuff like that, right?
Okay.
But I really don't think, given the track record of Microsoft this generation, and given what has been said in interviews, countless interviews by, you name it, Phil Spencer, Shannon Loftus, Aaron Greenberg, Mike Ibarra, all of them. Based on what they've been saying, it doesn't seem like that's not going to be the case for them. What it seems to me is like Xbox is going down the road, and I've said this before. I've said this on GRG. Shout out to the GRG fam on that podcast, But they are going down the road of a Steambox model. I think that in the future, they want to become the premier platform to play all games. And what I mean by all games is multi-plats. They want to be a household name. They want to be that Xbox brand. They want it synonymous with gaming in your living room, okay? But they want to be more PC-like. They don't want to take chances anymore on big new IPs. That's not where they're going. And I honestly think that you may see some new IPs come out sometimes, but it'll be very sparse. It'll be very sporadic. You might have one coming up. They might announce something at E3. We might have a big AAA announced for Xbox, but that's all you're going to get for a couple of years. That's how it's going to be for them. I think they're going to play out what they've got on deck already, the Gears, the Forzas, that sort of thing, the Halos. But I don't think we're going to see them taking big risks anymore with new IPs. They want to be the premier platform. They want to be the strongest platform. They want to have that power narrative, and they've set themselves up to do so. Because if you think about it, the X right now, it's the most powerful. The PS5, when it comes out in 2 years, a year later, you're going to have the Xbox 2. They're always going to trump the PlayStation in power. That's where they've set themselves up right now. That's what they're doing. And they're talking about a streaming service now, too. Like I said, they want to have their name synonymous with gaming. They want their platform everywhere. They're sharing it to the PC. Later on, I guarantee you they will have apps on other devices to play Xbox games, guys. This is where they're headed. They want to be the premier platform for gaming, period. That is what they're doing. And honestly, they don't need to make these new IPs and stuff because they are already making money. Microsoft is profitable. There's no reason for them to do so other than gamers want this. Gamers want that. But you know what? They still have a hardcore fan base that's giving them profit.
And that fan base will leave them if they keep with that.
But I understand what Fonz is saying.
I don't think so, Alex. I don't think so, Alex, because Steam is a big market and they don't have all the PlayStation exclusives that we love.
Steam is for the PC, bro. We're talking about console.
But it doesn't matter because no, it doesn't. Because what they are trying to do is be that type of business model. In the future, they want to be.
They're not going to change Sony and Nintendo from being that.
No. They're not changing. They're not changing Sony and Nintendo. But I'm telling you, Xbox, that's the route they're going.
I can agree with Fonz saying.
I feel bad for you guys.
Because their main objective was to take over the living room, bro. That's what that's why the Xbox was made. It was made because they thought that Sony was going to get there before them in regards to taking over the living room. They watched the PlayStation. They knew that in the future that games consoles was going to become these all-in-one systems, and they knew Sony had a step on them. That's why they entered the whole game.
And you know, it's all just speculation by me. This isn't like something that I'm saying is factual, guys. This is all speculation, but this is based on track record and trends coming out of Microsoft this generation. But you guys just have to read between the lines in all these interviews and stuff, guys. Yeah. Where they're headed. And I understand it to a degree. I'm okay with it being that I'm a multi-console owner and I'm not a console loyalist. I'm okay with it because I am all about that power. I love it. But at the end of the day, a lot of gamers will be upset by this, but that is what it is. This is the route they're headed.
And let's be honest,
Xbox
I can see that because people are already saying the X is what the Steam box should have been. You know what I'm saying? If and Phil Spencer recently came out because people was talking about them merging with the Steam store and bringing titles from Steam over, but he said there's some licensing issues that will probably prevent that from happening for a long time. And we already have gamers saying, hey, bring more PC titles to the X. And I think at some point that's gonna happen. I think at some point they're gonna find a way for that. They're gonna find a way for that to happen. I can understand what Fon's saying in regards to it becoming the next donation.
We got another donation, man. Check it out, man.
Judge Judy said, "Wipe yourself, Xbox your day."
Man, you can't have Alex on this podcast. He brings his goons up in here.
Let him go. Let him go. By all means.
They bring the goons up in here. You got these.
I don't understand what that means.
Yo, you got these Bronx motherfuckers up in here.
That's from the movie.
Xbox is
from the movie.
No, but back to the point. Sony's trying to do the same thing. You know, Sony's dipping their toes in the PC market. I just think they're doing a terrible job of it because that PS Now is terrible.
And that's not what PC gamers want. That's why Microsoft started to leverage their PC, like as a whole, because they have the in automatically, and they don't have to do anything. Literally, just open a door. So all
both of them want to control the living room. At the end of the day, both of them want to be the center of the living room.
If Sony fully supports PC with day one games, like the PlayStation console and the PC is no different, kind of like what Microsoft is doing, I will go PC because that platform has everything at that point.
But if you play anything competitive, you got to get good with that keyboard and mouse.
The reason I
don't play competitive. I'm too old for that shit.
The reason they won't is because Sony, when they self-publish games on their digital platform, they make that money. But when they put games on stuff like Windows and even just to use all the TVs, that's why they stopped doing the TVs and took PS Now off all that stuff because they were paying licensing fees for all that and nobody was using it.
Yeah.
So now they just broke it down.
The goal is to have the power, the capability, and the library of the PC and the console, but with the comforts of with the console comfortability, meaning that you have the power of the PC, you have a lot of what it's capable of doing. You're able to run a lot of, if not majority of that library, as well as the games you got on the console side. But you put that in the console system. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I mean, PC, it's powerful. It does a lot, but when it comes to games, the comfortability between that versus a console is different. So if you can merge both, then you got to do
if there's one thing that the console has over the PC, and I know I still get shit for saying this, but it's the truth. If you really look at what each provide, you have more convenience with a console. I'm sorry, but that's how it is.
It's a fact.
Okay. Than a PC. And if they built a PC that was in a sort of a Steambox model, and really was powerful, I think that would be a smart move. However, for me as a gamer, yes, I would like to see them take more risks on AAA exclusives, but I really just don't see them taking many more risks. They've tried with some and have failed. And I think that They're just done with that. And this is just all speculation, but I mean, just look at everything they say in interviews and stuff. You had Phil Spencer talking about how exclusive single player games really wasn't, the business anymore. He's looking more at a service-based gaming, he wants more service-based games. He wants more longevity per title. So that tells me it's going to be more multi-plats. It's going to be more, multiplayer games. That tells me they want to be the premier platform for multi-plats. They just want to do it this way so they can grab some of that PC crowd as well. But they are already making money. They really don't need to go out and take risks anymore. They don't. So we are going to continue to get a bunch of games like Zoo Tycoon and Double A's and a bunch of indies and stuff. That's going to happen. That's still going to come. I'm not knocking those games because some of them are really good. I mean, let's face it. Ori and the Blind Forest is one of the best games of this generation, period.
All right,
they sleep on that joint. That's one of the top 5 platformers of all time. I don't care. You can look at that game and say it's trash because of the graphics and nothing, but that game is tough. It's hard. But it's gratifying.
This one, Kanye,
I'm just saying, like people try to track. Hey, that's one of the top 5 platforms of all time, bro.
I don't knock you, but for the guys out there, including myself, the Steam services, like, inform us on, because you guys sound like you know more or less what Steam is about, but inform us, like. Put
it like this: everything you want in Live or PSN, Steam has, and a lot of the features that Live is just not getting has been on Steam for a while, like the digital gifting, refunding, and all that.
Steam as a whole is basically a digital GameStop, except for they have every game under the sun.
That part I know, but does it offer like game chat, messaging, all that stuff?
MBiz, you can do all the messaging and all that. MBiz $5 in super chat said Xbox will never be like Steam because they charge for Xbox Live. The only way to bring new people is exclusives. I don't know what that has to do with Steam.
I get what he's saying. He's basically saying that you're making people pay for a service that Steam is offering for free.
Yeah, except for the fact that there's parts of it that still require like online check-ins and stuff like that. Like, all this stuff still exists. Like, Steam is one big DRM stop. Like it just is what it is. I use Steam over everything. Well, I use GOG now, but
I have a Steam account, but I haven't booted it up. Do you see advertisements and things on Steam app?
On Steam? Yeah. Well, they have like their own like integrated section for like different advertisements and stuff like that. But Steam makes money because it's a curated. Well, it has curated parts, but it's everything in one place. It's a one-stop shop for everything game related. That's literally the thing, is that just like you go on the store and something will be discontinued until it comes off Steam, like that's because somebody somewhere decided that this needed to go away and every license in existence was taken away. Steam is a one-stop digital GameStop, except for it has all the games. That's literally what Steam is. It has every game imaginable, and it goes back decades to games. To decade.
Do they have friends list and all that stuff too? Because remember, all this stuff matters.
They got all that.
They got achievements, right? They got
Premature in the chat. Premature was talking about how like Microsoft has dumped a lot of money into first party, and they're building upon that. Well, that is true. However, we don't know if that's double A's or indies as well. I mean, you have to think about it, from a bigger picture here. I'm seeing where it is down the road for Xbox. I'm not looking at just the next couple of years. I'm looking down the road, and this is where I see them going. I mean, that's what I see.
Yeah, like the Xbox, their approach, like I don't know, is they. When you're in these investor calls and they're talking, a lot of what Xbox is doing is mirroring Apple's service model, and that's as a whole. That's Microsoft from top down. They want you to invest in the platform and then stay with the platform forever. So that whole getting rid of generations thing and all that, that's all so that they can now lock you into Xbox. If you're locked into Xbox, just like Apple. If you locked into your iPhone, you bought a whole bunch of movies and songs and stuff on iTunes, you're not about to jump to Android. That's thousands upon thousands of dollars. It's just not what you're about to do. You may say, I want to, and Apple is tripping with these $1,000 phones and all that stuff, but you're going to go out eventually and get you an upgraded iPhone. Like, it just is what it is because you're locked into that ecosystem. And that's what Xbox wants you to do. Xbox wants you to be locked into the ecosystem so that you go to your next console and you're like, I could switch. But then what if I wanted to play any of this stuff? What if I wanted to use this controller? What if I wanted to do, you know, X, Y, and Z? They want you to be in a system where it's a task and it's a issue for you to give up all the stuff you spent all this money on over the years. And move on.
A lot of companies trying to do that. But that and that's one of the reasons why you apply that same logic to what they just did with the no generations things, because everything DRM just said, they do that purposely. You invest a lot of time, hours, and money into a library or a collection that if you go to another company outside of the ecosystem, those things can't travel with you. So it forces you to weigh your options. And they did that with Live too, meaning going from the OG to the 360 to the Xbox One. It was like that. You had like 3 separate ecosystems, but they removed those roadblocks to now all of that that backlog and things come with you. And that's one thing. If you with Steam, with what you were saying with Steam about how it has no roadblocks in regards to the games that you can play. You can play anything you want within your collection and not have to worry about whether, and it moves with you too. So whether you play within Steam, you can play it outside of Steam too.
How many users Steam has?
The last concurrent was something like 80, I think 90, somewhere in million. It was almost twice as much as the console at the current users. I forgot, but Steam has more users than Xbox and PlayStation combined.
Yeah, and it's the reason. And that's why a lot of people prefer either Steam or the or Apple's App Store over Microsoft Store.
Well, the Microsoft Store is trash. It is a trash sandwich. It is hot garbage.
It's trash.
They need to fix that. That the reason, like that's another reason that all this stuff that they put on the Microsoft Store and Xbox, the reason they don't sell on PC like that is because the Microsoft Store and everything about the Microsoft Store, everything related to the Microsoft Store needs to be in a trash can set on fire while being pissed on. Like,
Steam got game sharing and all that.
Yeah, once Microsoft fixes that store, it's gonna blow up.
Yeah, it'll be much better. But they need to get on that.
They need to re-gut it. They need to get dump it. They need to restart from the ground up, bro.
Yeah. And don't get it twisted.
They'll
come out, these guys are going to, Xbox is going to put out exclusives and stuff. Don't get it twisted. They will, but it's just going to be sparse. It's not going to be as often as, say, you get an exclusive on the PS4 or PS5 at the time. But what they will do is they're going to put out these exclusives because you always need some exclusives to bring in a new audience. You always need that to bring in new customers. So they will do that sporadically, but I don't think it's going to be a main focus of them. For them, it's going to be hardware and getting their brand out everywhere. You know, they want to really push Xbox into the forefront of gaming. They want that name out there. And I think that's why they're going to look to the Steam model, because it makes sense in the end. It really does. But I personally, that's why I love being a multi-console owner. That's why I love having my PlayStation for all those fantastic exclusives. But I still got the best multi-plats on the X, so I'm happy.
I mean, that just happened.
I give PlayStation credit all the time, saying that they will throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks. And like I was saying before, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn is their newest franchise, but outside of Horizon Zero Dawn, nothing they threw at the wall really stuck like that. Nothing became a franchise until Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, it came out, it became a franchise. Microsoft tried. They tried with Sunset Overdrive, and they tried again with Quantum Break, and they're throwing stuff at the wall. The only difference is Sony got one that hit, and Microsoft didn't. And the difference being that Sony will continue to throw stuff at the wall. Microsoft will evaluate this from a business standpoint because they do everything from a business standpoint.
Yeah, and let's be honest, right now, from a business standpoint, what right now is really taking off? What's trending in the gaming arena? That is service-based games, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
And
everybody moving towards it.
That's why they're going towards service-based games. Hell, even Sony is on record for saying they're looking at service-based games. This is the trend that's going on right now. I don't like it personally as a gamer, but it is what it is. You can't stop it. I mean,
this was. I think this was always on the table. If you go back to these documents of Durango before the Xbox One OG release, you've seen a USB streaming device in those pics in regards to where they wanted to be, the timeline. You seen a USB streaming device, and it was hinted about Microsoft doing streaming gaming years ago. I think Sony got to it before they did. And in that case, when the company does that, Microsoft is just gonna sit back and say, okay, they putting it out before us. We're gonna use them as our test bed. So we're gonna gouge their experience, how their system is set up, how the users feel about it before we even put ours out. But game stream that's the future at some point. But like Fonz was saying, that's another way of putting themselves in everyone's homes and making them the center of attention.
Yeah. All right. Well,
he just came out of nowhere. Oh well,
he just fed the dogs.
Mayonnaise sandwich eating ass, boy. And he's gone.
Get here. And he's gone.
The rising chip.
That's what I was just about to say. I was about to say, you might need that rising chip.
I know a nigga D hate me forever for that one, bro. I said, you out here talking about the rising chip. He was tight. I was like, yeah, buddy. He kept saying that shit was in the X. Yeah.
Everybody's with their speculation. He just goes for the gusto.
They go deep out there in the chat.
Everybody predictions. It's probably the most passionate
for the gusto. Okay,
he's the most passionate when it comes to tech. That sometimes he loses like the common sense.
Y'all gonna let my man in his presence.
No, when it comes to tech, he thinks every company is out to push out the very best tech, no matter what it is. They're gonna put a spaceship in the next Xbox, and it's gonna be glorious. And we're like, D, calm the fuck down, bro.
Yo, they're gonna have Vega and the Ryzen chip.
They're gonna $400. And then he said $400. Me and Z almost fell off his chair when he heard that.
Okay,
he's like, man,
slide in the chat. D just got it in the chat. Okay,
they just put the Xbox One X on the space station, my brother. And it was inglorious.
They're gonna start using Xbox controllers to control drones and in the military. Xbox
is the shit, man. They got the Ryzen chip. They're flying drones with it, man.
We're gonna win the war against Korea with the Ryzen chip.
Oh man, shut out!
That's just made in Taiwan, bro. What you doing?
Shut out to D, man.
Hey, D lost his mind with that 4K gaming switch with them CUDA cards.
Oh my god, the 4K dot, bro.
I'm telling you, man, with the CUDA cards, they could put 700 or 800 CUDA cores.
They said CUDA. Yo, Z was dancing. He was thinking CUDA rocking everywhere. I was dying.
I burnt my biscuit with that one, bro. I can take the biscuits out the oven on that one. He went out the window.
D is my dude, bro. Like I said, D just go hard for his.
He loves tech.
I give the D. D will commit to his whatever random thing he says. He will.
D said to me, he said, "No, Zaire, you're ignorant to facts. I'm telling you. I said, D, let me tell you something. You're my brother. I love you dearly. You ain't gonna make it back away from like the crap guy. I'm telling you that I know somebody that knows somebody. The motherfucking switch is less powerful than 2. No, I have stock in AMD, and they're going with the CUDA.
Yeah, I remember that.
4K docking switch. I said, Lord. Take me out the oven. I'm done.
But yo, my man said, "Why would the dev kits be more powerful for 4K if that's all they're gonna do?" I'm like, "Oh shit."
My man D goes hard for his predictions. Because when it's thick, trust me, when the one come back that he writes,
oh man, we're gonna feel it.
It's over.
The one day D gets his prediction right, I'm gonna pull a K Mega back. Yo, my boy in the hospital, I ain't gonna make it.
That 1080p 60 frames per second update still coming though for.
Oh, if that shit happens, they're gonna call me Duck Rock 77.
Yo, I'm not classic though. Hold up, D.
Mr. Pull up my screen.
Hey, yo, wait, hold up. D hopped in the podcast about 2 minutes ago. Listen, I just left the Ubisoft event. Someone told me the Scorpion.
He was like, don't say nothing. Do not let it go outside of this.
That shit ended up in 4G.
A few minutes later, a few minutes later, he said, don't tell no one.
He said, don't tell nobody. They ain't confirmed nothing yet.
2 minutes later, what's up, YouTube? I was saying,
yo, it's on YouTube. Yo, the first time I saw that shit was on M4G as an article.
Yeah,
according to the YouTuber D-Batch, I'm like, yo, what did he do?
I'm telling you, that man put himself in the crosshairs. He bold. His presence gives him the body.
He said no. You guys, I have a presence.
Yo,
decent walk into that event with 2 fine white Jew bitches on a leash.
You know what I said?
I have presence.
I have presence.
That's my dude.
They had a whole symphony behind him.
My man walking around with 2 chain hyenas.
Man, he got the whole. Man, he got the whole shot. He got the whole shot.
They're throwing rose petals in front of him as he walks.
Rose penis is clean, your honey.
I'm the captain of this ship.
That boy had the whole shaft band behind him.
Yo, how many more days until PUBG, man?
It's the 12th.
What's up? There's no advertisement. I'm having a feeling that shit gonna get pushed back, bro.
Nah.
I haven't heard a damn thing about it. No IGN, nobody talking about this shit.
That shit'll come.
That should be it.
They're not gonna advertise it for real like that because it's an early access game. Like it'll start popping up probably next week. Like because they're not trying to sell it right now. They're trying to worry about Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Next week they'll start talking about PUBG.
I hope so. I hope it don't get pushed back.
Oh yeah, that PUBG next month too.
It's
I'm already seeing
just because even if it come out and it's broke, it's early access. So
I'm already regardless. PC gamers buying S's and X just to play PUBG because
I'm about to get away from the chicken dinners on PUBG.
To get away from the cheating on the PC.
Murking people on Xbox. All in that 30, that glorious 30 frames per second. I'm about to be murking people.
And if I can recall, and this a lot of people gonna be eating crow because the statements that was made in the past about it's not gonna sell no Xboxes because it's already out on PC. PC players ain't gonna come over. Well, they doing a lot of cheating on PC, and now they coming over, and it's definitely gonna sell some Xboxes. We gonna get them. We gonna talk about it.
People PUBG dreams of cheating. Like, people motherfuckers just point at you, shoot you from across the map, or punch you from across the map. Done.
Yo, I saw the cheat where dude, he was in cover and his arms stretched.
I seen that.
That's a new one. That's a new joint. Right.
Yo. That joint was crazy.
Hey, I gotta say one thing though, man. Before we get the hell up out of here, one of the funniest things that happened behind the scenes with the multiplayer when K Mega and D were about to fight, he said, "No, I'm sorry, K Mega, but you're ignorant." He said, "I'm trying to keep a black brother down."
Shout out to D in the chat, yo.
Hey, yo, K Mega said, "How tall was you, D? I'm 6'5". You going to E3? I said, oh shit, they want you big one.
Yo, D in the chat. He in the chat. See,
wasn't down that motherfucker. Hey, yo, they was here arguing about what's better, 30 frames or 60 frames. Yo, I was in this motherfucker sleep, cuz. That was some wild shit there, man. Who took more L's, D or K Mega throughout the year?
Oh man,
somebody gonna put
Mega.
that tally.
I think Mega has.
I think
Mega.
You know what Mega thing is? He argues over everything.
Yeah.
I think the biggest L when he was arguing 30 frames versus 60.
Yeah,
I was like, he's not doing this now. I know he's not arguing this.
Hey, Megan give himself L's, like he give himself L's in the same sentence. He'll be like, it's not better, but it kind of is. What?
Yo, I remember it was like 3 in the morning. I get a text and fucking Z like, yo, this nigga's defending 30 frames. Get this shit out.
Hey, nah.
D-Bass say K Mega by far.
Hey, yo, when I knew K Mega was a lost cause, he said, yo, Z, we don't need bigger hard drive. They saving their money for exclusives. He said, Z, we don't need no commercials. They saving that money for exclusives. I said, I can't leave you here, man.
The hard drive. Yo, fucking K-Mega's like, he got a hard drive that's 7,200 RPMs, Porter Rock. I'm like, yo, K, I had that shit on my PS3 last gen. This shit cost $50.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what
got an
are you talking
idea.
about?
It'll be tedious, but it'll be a great idea.
But now, if you guys enjoyed the show today, I was only trying to come in 20 minutes. Hit the like button.
I knew it. I told him. I told him.
We only come in 20 minutes, man.
I won't even give it a time.
The 20-minute video is if you in here by yourself. The minute other people come in,
it's over.
That's what it becomes.
Yo, my man Z missed his dialysis appointment and shit.
Oh, you're not entertained.
He be like, yo, Post, hop on. Then I hop on. Then another person hop on. Then we got a panel. Then another person. And then like, the whole panel on. And we did a
podcast. We went podcast on a Saturday.
Yeah, man, it's a mystical record. Shout out to you. Appreciate it. Shout out to all my super chat supporters, man. And with that little bit of money, with that $7 you sent me today, I will get me a mic. I promise, man. You be out of here, man. Thank you for rocking out.
Get him a jar of helmets.
Yeah, man.
Send me a link for a $2 mic and I'll cop it.
Yeah, a whole new PC with your shit, man.
Yeah, he got a motherfucking IBM lab. He got a gateway that came out in 9.